I ran you better half the bank today.
You sure did, didn't you?
Yeah.
And then I heard from your better half.
Mine?
Yes.
Oh, that's right. I think I was getting ready to take the dog out. for a
That's what
walk,
she
and I
said.
think- I think she knows.
Where you have
Yeah,
a
yeah.
conversation.
That was
She
good.
said she, that call was made at my recommendation, I might add.
Yes, that was great. I just see it.
Yours is, but I didn't see.
It shows them pointing down to you.
All right.
Hey. How are you? Hey, Coach. Dad. They said he didn't sign in the store. I like it.
Call me in order. Welcome visitors being here. Join us in pledge of allegiance. Pledge allegiance
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Motion to approve the agenda.
Move to approve the agenda.
All in favor, say
Aye.
aye. IAMU Energy Awards presentation for Keys Foods.
The Iowa Association of Municipal Utilities recognizes municipal customers throughout the state for efforts that they took or take in energy efficiency and renewable energies. And Keith Foods was nominated and awarded one of 3 in the state this year. So we wanted to present this to Brian Burnham for his efforts in making Keith Foods energy efficient and using renewable energies to do that with his solar panels. It'll be a nice write-up that will go throughout the state and hopefully it'll inspire other businesses to do similar
Spend too much
things.
time with that camera. You can't do that much Photoshop. Okay? You can't put hair up there. You can't put hair up there. I've tried
I
there.
really swear my other camera, but you're gonna have to do it this one tonight, and it will work. No, I'm just gonna get a couple of trees. Keep the smile on.
Appreciate everything that you've done.
A public hearing on the status of funds of activities for Bloomfield Water and Sewer System Improvement Project. I'm gonna open the public hearing. All in favor?
Aye.
Matt,
Yes.
Earl,
Yes.
Scott,
Yes.
Jack,
Yes.
Darren.
Yes.
Okay. All right, Holly Ward from Area 15 Regional Planning Commission. And this is just one of those things that when you have a community development block grant, when you get about halfway through, we just have to do a public hearing on the status of how it's going. So I'm gonna read this aloud and then any public comments after that. So in November 2018, the Iowa Economic Development Authority awarded CDBG funds to the city of Bloomfield for the purpose of making improvements to the city's water and sewer systems. The benefit to low to moderate income persons is estimated at 56.54 based on an income survey conducted in October 2016. The project benefits all persons in the community regardless of income. The city applied for and was awarded $600,000 in community development block grant funds. The city was to match this grant award with local funds, $650,000. The original total Total estimated cost of the project was $1,257,000. The project bid estimate was $664,000 for water improvements and $568,000 for sewer improvements, which includes contingency. The contracts were awarded to Lawson Construction LLC of Kirksville, Missouri for water improvements and Drish Construction, Fairfield, Iowa for sewer improvements. The original bid for water improvements was $534,709 and $502,303.10 for water improvements. The scope of work was to take place in the city of Bloomfield on sections of West Christie, South Chestnut, Jefferson, and East Streets, as well as Gregory Lane and Deborah, Parkview, and Northland Drives. Water system improvements included replacing approximately 5,950 feet of 6-inch and 8-inch water main, 100 service connections, and 11 hydrants. Sewer system improvements include 1,600 feet of 8-inch sanitary sewer, replacing 12 manholes and reconnecting 12 sanitary sewer laterals, clean out of sanitary sewer lines, and surface restoration. Sewer system change orders have included realigning the sanitary sewer construction on Jefferson Street from Pine Street to approximately 170 feet east of Bloomfield Avenue and not reconstruct the sanitary sewer at the intersection of Jefferson Street and West Street, leaving 255 linear feet of existing 10-inch sanitary sewer main in place on Jefferson Street. Removing and replacing 165 linear feet of curb and gutter on Jefferson Street. Water system change orders have been for quantity adjustments only. Construction began in June 2019 and is expected to be complete by July 2020. Thus far, Lawson Construction has invoiced 4 times and Drish 2 times. By payment amounts, Lawson is 71% complete and Drish 38% complete. Overall, about 45% of the project is complete by funds requested. The CDBG contract end date is November 2021.
Any comments? Move to close public hearing.
Second.
Earl,
Yes.
Matt,
Yes.
Scott,
Yes.
Jack,
Yes.
Darren.
Yes. Thank you.
Any
Public
opposed?
comment. See, we have Main Street and DC here, not on the agenda, but if you'd like to have anything, I'd entertain it now.
Ladies, before gentlemen, does she have anything?
Tammy, do you have anything you want to do for Main Street?
As far as Main Street goes, we appreciate the funding that you provide. We actually are in the process of doing some organizational things right now that I think are really going to strengthen the organization. We're converting from a 501c6 to a 501c3, which will make us a charitable nonprofit. So we hope that will help to maybe increase some donations and allow us to do some additional programming and take on additional efforts.
Yeah, I have a couple things I want to do. I don't get here very often. I apologize for that, but talk about it in a minute. I'll give you each one of these. You take that, Jack. Take one and pass it down, please. Probably more than you need there. We can get one hearing. I have soil and water conservation meetings on the first Thursday of every month. They have regional housing trust funds 4 or 5 times a year. Opportunity Squared on the third Thursday of every month. 2 grandsons in cross-country basketball, track, football, and baseball. And I take my wife to the theater on Thursday nights. So Thursdays are tough for me. I go to the theater in Des Moines 2 or 3 times, but I've done that, well, since we were first married and lived in Denver, and we celebrated 50 years this year, so I hate to screw around with it. Hate to fool around with it too much, all right? If you'll take this document that I just handed out, look at the second page, please, to begin with, where there's a number 1, kind of in the center of the page. These figures come from the assessor, not the auditor, mistake on the first page. But you'll see that the assessed values in the industrial park are just at $4,700,000 now, as opposed to 10 years ago, they were $2,400,000. That's almost double what we were before. We've had a lot of empty buildings that have been filled, and there's a whole lot of major improvements coming, I'm telling you, that you're gonna see in the next 2 years that you haven't seen on here yet, all right? If you go back, to number 2, we've also got a True Value store in Pulaski Lumber and a Davis County Fiberglass and RT Auto and DC Redemption Center that we did not have when we began this process. Number 3, in the industrial park right now, we have 150 new jobs. Now, these are all plus or minus 10, they move around a little bit. But at $15 an hour, that's over $4.5 million in income, and at $15 an hour, because it doesn't include management, it's over $5.5 million in income. There are we've done 24 RLF loans. 2 of them have been non-performing. We have 6 RLF funds we work with, the county, or excuse me, the telephone company and Southern Iowa Electric are the 2 biggest ones. DC has 2. I'm chairman of one for Pathfinders, and I'm on one with RA 15. So we brought money in from all those places in here. To qualify for an RLF loan, you have to have a letter of conditioning or turn down from a local bank. So we're not in competition with the banks. We're taking people basically that they can't take, all right? So just, I want to make that clear, because we don't do those kinds of things. The only other thing I would do is if you come to the front page, you'll see some red X's and you'll see some big jumps. Basically, those are entities that were either empty. When a building's empty, the assessed value goes down dramatically. Either empty or in some cases had TIF money applied to them, and that has gone off. So my whole point in saying all this is not to say what we've been able to do, but just to say 50 years ago, before most of you guys were probably even born, and I was really young and not in this community yet, some people that sat in the chairs you're in right now had the wisdom to go out and buy a piece of farm ground south of town. And I'll be honest with you, it took some courage too, because we had naysayers then, just like we have naysayers now. But right now, at $4.5 million, at a 4%, I don't know what the levy is right now, but when I was in my business, it was about 4%. You're talking $160,000 to $200,000 in income that wouldn't be here if they didn't have the foresight to make the investment. That's kind of what economic development is all about. It's the reason every country, every state, every province, and every city of any size has some kind of an economic development effort. People will tell you it's expense, but many of them are people that don't understand the difference between expense and investment. An investment means you're expecting something back. And of course, how much you get back depends on how wise you invest, just the same as it's always been. I don't really have anything more to say than that. That's my report. That's what I wanted to show you.
Thank you.
If you got a couple of these, oh, there is one other thing, all right? I know this can't be considered bribery because it's not enough money. But we had a lot of kids didn't show up for Halloween this year, so my wife said, bring one of these to see the cost. Oh, excuse me. I missed maybe the most important guy. There you go. I like a guy that speaks up for himself. Thank you.
That's right.
Fire chief, you got anything while you're here? All right, on the new business. Approved pay estimate number 5, Lawson Construction LLC for proposed water main and wastewater improvements, Division 1, water mains in the amount of $66,633.79.
And move to approve it. Second.
Got a roll call or? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
So moved. And B, approved pay estimate number 1 to Bloomfield Bridge and Culvert Inc. for work completed on East Street Bridge project in the amount of $67,640. I will abstain on that.
Move to approve.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Approved. C, approve October through December 2019 funding for Bloomfield Main Street in the amount of $12,500.
Move to approve.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
D, approve July, December 2019 funding for Davis County Development Corp. in the amount of $7,500.
Move to approve.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Approve payment of $11,500 to McKee's Construction and Abatement LLC for demolition and cleanup of 206 West Walnut Street.
Do we have an invoice for this one? I didn't see this. Oh, that was a bid?
Mhm.
Okay, never mind.
Move to approve.
Second.
And it's that high because we had asbestos.
Yeah, that was the one, yeah, window.
6
Yeah, license.
asbestos glazed windows.
Yeah.
All in favor?
Aye.
Claims.
I don't know for sure, but I think. I don't know for sure.
Do you want to see some, Scott?
Down towards the end on the first page, electrical engineering and equipment, there's one there for
Table.
cable and then another one for wire for 27,000. Just curious to know what that was.
Who's it from? 3E. Doesn't say.
Doesn't say.
3E, yes.
Okay, that'd be that underground cable for the substation. The 500 and 750 underground primary cable.
A repair on the.
The repair, yeah, the damage.
Any other questions?
I just find it interesting up here where it talks about this Bloomfield Auto Parts, a strobe for the police car was $25 and a strobe for streets was $75. Must be a bigger strobe for streets.
Good question.
I just find it interesting.
Unless it's a part for a police car versus a whole light for the
Yeah,
streets.
yeah.
I can't.
One could be a bulb,
That's
one
pretty
could be-
cheap either way.
Either way, yeah.
I think one of them was a permanent mounted, one was magnetic.
Okay. All right. I just found it interesting that there was $50 difference.
I think that's what the deal was, a squad car, I think we got just a portable that.
I think the magnetic on my truck was probably 125.
Anything else?
Move to approve claims.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any more public comment?
I just wanted to mention that on the Main Street Board, we have some new board members. Stuart Newell is now on the board, and Jonathan Trevera are both new board members for us as well.
Very good.
JD too?
His board
Okay, it is
honorary.
not fair that my mom.
That's my fault.
Well, if there's nothing else, I'll entertain a motion to adjourn.
Move to adjourn.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
So moved.
This is a record for us.
You're right. 18 minutes.
That was awesome. Let's go back to work.
Let's go finish.
Was everything else?
I'm gonna talk.
Yes, I enjoyed his height, buddy. I overdid a little bit Friday night again. I felt terrible, and then I went out Sunday night and it was so good. Now I'm down.